Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a traveler's notebook layout that I titled Bon Voyage, and I am using a kind of a locally available paper pad that I don't think is available anywhere else. So I'm starting with this die-cut piece that I just watercolored. And then I have these strips of paper from that paper pad that have a traveling kind of theme, but also a bit of a, there are the sailing boats, and this is from a boat trip that we had on the Sea of Galilee. And so I wanted to have a somewhat nautical theme with it, and that's why I'm adding all these bits and pieces that have a maritime kind of feel to it. So I'm starting with the background layer there, which is that biggest paper strip, and then I have a similar sized paper strip, but there is that smaller paper strip that will go in between, kind of looking like it's tucked behind and therefore seemingly bigger, but it's really just I cut it off right there because I knew it wasn't gonna reach anywhere beyond that what is being covered up there. So then I have this last paper strip that I'm then putting on top, and then I'm ready to glue down. It's kind of like a bowl, how do you call those? Like the window openings on a ship, basically. That's what it looked like. And I made sure that the inside part, I used some gray watercolor, but made some parts of it darker and some parts of it lighter. And then this will go across the two pages. It's a circular kind of design, and obviously in the end I will have to cut it apart. And then there is that larger piece that looks like a rope that goes around, so I watercolored it with kind of a brownish color just to make it look more like a rope. I have this little a brad that I am adding there to one of those little holes there that are all around that ropey looking thing, and then I have to get the glue on this thing and just generously apply it to the sides and then somewhere on the insides as well. Yeah, so that goes on top there. And then I can start arranging the photos and the embellishments. And the embellishments are a mix of something that came with the collection Transatlantic Travel that I've been using. It's a digital version of it. And then some dies and possibly some some stamps. I can't quite remember, but I think there might be some stamps as well, but mostly dies that I am adding to this page. So this is some dies that look like tickets and things like that for travel, and then there is this welcome bit that was from the Transatlantic Travel kind of collection there. So as usual, I'm trying to work with a visual triangle, creating a visual triangle. So I'm trying to have 3 places where I will be clustering things, and there's that I preserved it. Often I do lose these little tiny bits, but I felt I wanted to add, if I could, the center of the O to that part of that die cut piece there. And so it worked out well. I wasn't sure if it was going to work with how I was going to place it on the page, if there was enough of a background to glue it to, but it worked out all the same. So now I have the photos, and I'm okay with covering up that part of sky with a photo that goes behind. This is stuff that doesn't have any not any information, and so I'm okay with covering it up and saving more space for the background papers to be seen. Then I have this little chain piece that is also a die cut piece that I watercolored, and so this will go across just as an embellishment there. And then the ship wheel and the anchor are also both die cut pieces that I watercolored and now can arrange on this page. And then this is the second part, a second cluster basically. I'm okay with covering up that little word piece there. So again, I'm trying to go to work with a visual triangle, and so that means I will need one more cluster to go with. And so here I am adding these two pieces to create that cluster. I will keep working on them. There's more stuff like my word bits that I will usually add that I find are a lot of fun. And I do share my word bits on my blog, mistyhilltops.com, as freebie, as I do a lot of other things. So if you are interested in getting some good quality freebies, you should go and check it out. So there's this little sailboat that is also a die cut piece that came with this big circular die set. And so I'm adding that there, and then I can add the word bit pieces on top there. So that should pretty much finish that cluster there. With adding those word bits, and I'm okay with covering up the watercolored parts, because enough of that circular element will be still seen on the page. So I'm fine as long as you can see some of the stuff that I'm putting on the page. Then here is my third cluster, and I decided to put it right where the two photos overlap, and there's a flower that goes with it, and this is a I'm pretty sure this is a flower that I cut with my silhouette, and then just shaped it with my ball stylus, and gave it some dimension there, and then I can add it to my page. Here I'm using a brad, but I find that when I'm using brads, I want them to be offset, the petals, but they often align to each other again, and so I do like to still work with some glue there, and just glue them the way that so that they stick to being offset. I've done it many times where I added flowers into my mini albums and stuff, and then they start aligning rather than staying offset with their petals. So then there's another little die cut button that I think I could add to this page there, and to this cluster there, and then all I need to do is just add the last bits of the word strips that I have, and I can start gluing them down, and I'm sure I will put the other one with the other cluster there, trying to keep things nice and neat with having them clustered rather than having things all randomly all across my page. I do like it sometimes when I see it with other people, but I'm not bold enough, I guess, to dare just spreading things all across the page. I do like things being clustered as well. So, but here I am deciding I didn't want to cover up the photo too much, or that pattern paper that went behind, and so I decided with this one I will create a new cluster, so actually working with 4 clusters instead of 3, just by adding the word strips there. And I guess this is my page done. All I need to do is flip it around and cut it apart, and then I will leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.